This is Justin with Project SLC, here with the guys from Me Without You. Thank you guys so much for being here.
What's up, Justin? What's up, Project SLC?
Last time we talked to you guys was a year ago. You just released 10 stories at that time. So how has that been received in the last year, and how has been touring on that record?
It's been fun touring on it. We just love that part of the whole thing where we get to play the songs live and get to come to your city and just basically live the dream, you know what I mean? But I guess I have a family and a house and a band that gets to tour.
So this is my dream, very much so.
Yeah.
Well, as the saying goes, the dude drinking the green machine next to you's naked juice is a little greener.
Yeah. It's always a little greener the next town over.
Yeah.
But we don't really know how it's been received because we don't know, we just don't know.
I think last year we did 2 legs of the tour, and the record came out like 2 weeks before we left for the first leg. So I remember playing like some of the new songs, like, this is gonna blow them away. And like people were just staring at us like, maybe they didn't buy the album yet. But by now and by the second half, I'm sure millions of people have downloaded it illegally. But it's like, yeah. It's cool to see people singing these songs that you write. I think it's amazing that you can go anywhere and there's going to be some people that want to, talk to you, take you out for sushi. Oh, shucks. And, you know, like, I think this stuff is awesome, and I really feel lucky. And I think sometimes it's the coolest thing ever to look out and see people singing their songs and all that stuff.
So you guys, I kind of mentioned this in the car with Aaron and Mike on our way back, that you guys can continually write. And so with the kind of the new songs that you guys are continually writing, what part are you playing in that? You know, are you adding everything as you go? Are you officially a part of the band? Are you still in Barry Beds, or how is that working out?
I am, I am an official Me Without You member now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hold that applause.
We were sighing in grief, but it makes us clap.
Yeah. They love me. But yeah, I am an official member now, and Barry Betts is still fully going. And actually, Greg and Rick both play with us. So it's a big family.
Wait, I thought I was just doing a show.
Rick is our go-to drummer for every single thing we need.
So coming in, it's kind of a new...
Right, so it's a little different, like, we're working on new stuff now, and it's a little different where it's like we're all, you know, starting from scratch together. And I think before it was a little bit more like I was kind of coming in, and there was a little bit more of a basis, and I'm still adding stuff, but it's a lot more of a, like, inclusive process for the new stuff. So it's kind of evolving for me.
Is it easy having someone new come in? Is it like fresh ideas, or is it kind of just working out in the same process in writing?
I think someone new is kind of scary, but he's a good dude, and he's an awesome guitar player, so there's really nothing not to like about this situation.
Yeah. I don't know about the first one.
I think he's kind of like a spirit member of our crew before he even joined our crew. Like, it was just like strange.
It was a pretty organic thing because we started off as friends, not like super bros of all time. He was like an acquaintance of mine for a very long time, and then one day we took his band on tour and we needed a guy to kind of fill in, and he was there and we taught him some of our songs. He was happy to do it, and then it just literally just sort of kind of took the next little step and yeah, it wasn't very shocking for him to have him coming in.
And once we put him on, once we like made him an official member and he was able to quit his job at Guitar Center, it like it really worked out. No, but no, it has been awesome like writing, because like we trust his taste, so we wouldn't have asked him to like join the band, you know, and like it's been awesome. I mean, like him and Chris are different kind of guitar players, but like it totally just became its own thing, like really organically, and obviously as a person, as a friend, but also as a you know, a musician too.
So is Chris still doing his med school stuff?
He graduated. Yeah. Congratulations, Chris. Yeah. He graduated.
He started his residency
a month and a half ago.
Last show that you guys had, when we were trying to wrap everything up, everyone that kept coming up to you seemed to want to start a philosophical conversation with you. Do you ever just like want to have a normal conversation with people that walk up to you?
It depends on my mood, you know. Sometimes it's nice to talk about kind of everyday things that are more tangible. Sometimes it's nice to talk about heavier, more abstract, kind of universal ideas, and then other times it's nice to just be quiet and alone. So I don't think there's any one formula. You know, it's not. I don't always enjoy one or the other kind of interaction or lack thereof, but it's nice to have a mix, you know. And I definitely I think we open ourselves up to it by the kind of, you know, the kind of songs we write and our kind of messages we put out one way or another. The things I've said in the past are kind of, it's sort of like the chickens coming home to roost. Like I've said so many things, you know, kind of probably a lot of arrogance about my ideas, philosophical ideas or theological ideas, that now I can't blame anybody for wanting to take me up on them.
Rick, has anyone ever tried to have a philosophical conversation with you where you just like squashed it completely?
Yeah.
Or just made them foolish for whatever they were doing?
No, you know what? Usually, the conversations I get into, it's probably like I go to grab a drink at the bar after the show, somebody starts talking to me, and I don't generally like talking about our band to somebody who just watched our band. So I start asking them questions, and I find they open up about weird stuff. So, but if somebody came to me and asked me, I'm like, Aaron's somewhere over there if you want to talk to him. But no, I'll talk to people. But yeah, I'm usually, people want to like high five me. They don't want to ask me seriously.
It's not like we're thinking about these things constantly. We just want to like talk to everybody about philosophy of God all the time. You know.
What do your kids think of the music that you play?
My oldest son Harry really likes 10 stories. He always like wants to hear the elephant and the docks and
when we practice, he's right upstairs, like listening. Or Sarah will walk him down and they'll watch from the window.
Yeah, he
and
likes.
they're
he
just
likes
looking
it.
in. It's fun. It's really fun when a 3-year-old can sing a song that you wrote back to you. That's like, oh, that's cool.
Awesome. Pretty cool.
But back to what you were saying, I'll talk to anybody about anything they want to talk about. But generally, people don't seek me out to talk about.
Rick was just telling me, guys, you were playing in Thailand. How was that?
Wild. I thought it was like one of the funnest times of my life. It was very exciting, very exciting trip.
Did everybody think you were the guy from The Hangover?
That's pretty much every day.
Got from The Hangover.
I was actually I'm in a pool league, and I was standing out front on a cell phone outside this bar talking to, I was calling somebody like a couple weeks ago. This guy comes up like this close to me. No way. I'm like, no way, it's right. Get out of here. Like, I know what you're going to say. And it's always like a bastardization of the last name. Like, yeah, but Vanatras. I don't look like that. Sometimes I have a beard and I'm kind of portly.
What happened in Thailand? So explain what happened.
They were just extremely into the
Just
fact
psyched
that
out music.
there was a music
Psyched out music, yeah.
from the music from the West, I guess. They just had a lot of love for us, and
Yeah, like if you go to a show here and the opening band walks out, you kind of, it was like Beatlemania the first night, like, yeah! And I was like,
it also made us do stuff like, it made us do stuff that we would never in a million
What's up,
years.
Thailand?
Yeah, like literally, like holding the guitar and stuff like, yeah, you feel this?
So you played in an arena?
Yeah, oh, we were playing arenas. It was crazy. It was insane. Yeah.
That is awesome.
great food, great people,
Yeah.
great hospitality.
Super fun.
That's awesome.
I did have this sense that I was gonna die, or there was gonna be like some kind of cataclysmic event. Because we were in like a hotel and I'm looking out at this foreign city, and you're like, I'm 10,000 miles away from everybody. And I just pictured like this comet with like a flame just like hitting the building. This is it!
Tidal wave coming over the mountain.
Yeah, like that's, I was like, I'm gonna die here. And I like had a meltdown for like a couple hours.
Political uprising outside of you.
Yeah, like outside of our hotel.
Give us the drummer.
Yeah.
Give us the actor.
Yeah, give us
Where's Alan?
Yeah, he's on Argo as he's running.
Yeah, but it was intense when you feel that weight of I'm so far away. But, and it's also a lot of new stimulus coming at you, sounds, smells, tastes. So everything, you feel like a newborn kind of.
Yeah, when your music music education in schools. If you guys could just give an opinion about that, and then we'll finish up.
I used to teach at a school where they were very adamant about music curriculum because there were statistics that showed higher scores in math. Yeah, those programs in place. That's one thing. Second of all, we all grew up with music as a big part of our adolescence and influenced, who we turned out to be. I think culturally, I think it's important to encourage our kids to listen to music, to maybe if they're so inclined, study it, maybe play it. But at the very least, just engage in it, learn about what makes it up, and the basics.
Both Mike and I teach. I just finished this year my teaching. I used to teach full time, like guitar lessons. It was for a school, but it wasn't like in a school. I did in-home lessons, and it was one of my favorite jobs. Like it was amazing, just because I feel like you do take for granted, even as a kid. Like he was kind of saying, the things that you're actually learning when you're just learning an instrument or listening or getting really involved in music. There's so many things that you're learning, whether it's like you're kind of like learning to discover just like different ways of life or different teachings or philosophies inherent in music, or if you're picking up an instrument, like there's so many like problem solving. There's all these like little facets you wouldn't think of when you're learning an instrument that I think is like it's a travesty that it's not seen as the utmost importance in schools and stuff. So I'm definitely a big supporter of music in schools for sure. And that's why I quit this year. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I don't think learning just stops with the traditional school curriculum. I think there should be more creativity integrated into how kids are learning, just to open up their minds and get them more interested in the things that they're forced to learn. If you have a choice, hey, I get to do this for an hour and a half a day, I think it would make their day much easier. I think learning any kind of craft or skill is important, whether that's music or learning how to write stories, like stories, all that stuff. So being well-rounded.
And with that, I don't know how long it's going to be, but we'll finish up with that. This has been Joshua from Project SLC here with the guys from mewithoutYou. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the sushi.